friend of mine calls me, says there's some predicament and he needs help. So I oblige. I say, how can I help you? What's the issue? He turns around and says he wants to buy a G-Shock. I look down at my wrist. Yeah, sure, I can help you with with a G-Shock. I actually happen to love G-Shocks. He turns around to me and he says, listen, there's a big problem. I ask him what the problem is, and he replies, he bought a first generation G-Shock with Bluetooth. With Bluetooth. He was so excited for the watch. When it arrived, he opened it up in its cardboard box of goodness, pulled out the G-Shock, and he worn it ever since. I said, what's the problem? That sounds fantastic. That sounds great. It's so great you want to buy another G-Shock. At which point he said no, he's not sure. I quizzed him some more, and it turns out that apparently Casio pulled support for some of the older G-Shocks. So you've got a guy here who's purchased a G-Shock. He wants another G-Shock, but he's scared to buy it because Casio might remove the support and it won't have Bluetooth support anymore. What do you advise somebody who's been in that situation? And the topic of this video, I just want to quickly mull over this because that has actually alarmed me and frightened me. Does hearing that story make you think maybe we should just stick to analog watches? Maybe we should stick to watches that don't rely on Wi-Fi, smart watches. Maybe we should rely on our automatics. Maybe we should rely on digitals without Bluetooth and analog watches. Even radio-controlled watches to a certain extent. I mean, this is radio-controlled. This had a bit of a scary moment because in the US, there were talks about they were going to turn off the radio tower, which meant that there would no longer be any radio signals, which meant that the radio control, would no longer work. Now, luckily, they did not do that. I think is it WWVB? I can't remember the name of the US radio control tower off the top of my head. But luckily, they didn't do it. That plan was abolished and it's still working today. Now, I guess I'm still a watch collector to a certain extent. It kind of scares me and it makes me think that, this watch may be the last G-Shock I buy. It might be, I don't know. Because I don't want to end up in my friend's situation where you purchase a watch that relies on an app on a mobile phone, and when the app disappears, or when the app is no longer supported, or when they pull the support for your actual watch away from the app, you've lost all that functionality, and does it become a throwaway watch? I'm going to leave you guys with this video. I'm trying to do this less than 5 minutes. I always want to know everyone's opinion. All the subscribers, I love hearing your opinions. But especially this one, because you've then got a watch which doesn't have maybe even half of the functionality you bought it for. If it doesn't have that Bluetooth, yeah, it makes me worried. But the same can be said for smartwatches, It's made me rethink my collection. I'm kind of glad I've sold some of my Bluetooth models now because who knows how long they're going to be supported. Okay, let me know your opinions in the comments down below and I will always read every single one and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next one.